AI gives you are usually spot on, fit right into your ABP project structure. It helps you stick in to do ABP way without even thinking about sometimes. Plus, AI is great at being a quality checker. It can identify potential problems or security vulnerabilities in the code that human eye. So low code, no code can be a lifesaver. Super fast and super easy. Think of it like you are using a kit.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Wai Involve podcast. In today's fast-changing business world, innovation is not just a skill, it's a necessity. Today we are joined by Tarik Ozdemir, the business development lead at Volosoft. He is known for turning big ideas into successful realities. Tarik has a strong track record of building partnerships and driving business growth. And he's an expert at connecting technology with business. Today, we will explore how Tarik helps organizations scale their businesses. We will discuss how they can adapt cutting-edge solutions and how they can become leaders in the market. So Tarik, thank you very much for joining this podcast. We have been wanting to have you on this podcast for a long time, and thank you very much for making time for this. Really appreciate that. And I would directly like to start with a question that we all see and experience today, that AI is rapidly reshaping the business world, the technology world. And in your perspective, how do you see organizations adapting AI in their day-to-day business as well as technological solutions?
Yeah, I do thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much. So you see AI is popping everywhere in building software these days, right? So companies are jumping on it, and honestly, the reasons are pretty straightforward. So basically, AI enables developers to get things done way faster and easier. So think of it like having a super smart intern who handles all the boring and repetitive cores and writing basic code parts, finding tiny typos, or running through checklists. So that frees us up to do more interesting and challenging stuff. So plus, AI is great at being a quality checker. It can identify potential problems or security vulnerabilities in the code that human eye might miss, much like an Hawkeye proofreader. So this means the software we build is just better and less buggy. And because we are faster and the code is better and everything moves quicker, so we can get new features or whole products out of the door much sooner. Now, where the ABP framework comes in, so in terms of ABP perspective, and why AI fits so well with ABP, already gives us some awesome foundation. It's like getting a pre-built, super organized workspace with all the right tools in the right places. It helps us keep our code clean and modular and easy to maintain over time. So when you add AI into an ABP project, it's not just general helping. It's helping in a way that makes ABP strengths even stronger. AI understands ABP structure, so it generates code that perfectly fits into your projects, following all the ABP rules. It also helps keep the promise of clean code, so AI can continue to review your ABP code and gently nudge you in if something doesn't quite align with ABP approach, or if there is a more efficient way to achieve it within the framework. So for companies using ABP, bringing in AI is like giving their development team a superpower boost specifically designed for the ABP way of building things. You get all those general benefits of AI, speed, quality, easy work. So, but they land on this already solid organized foundation that ABP provides. It means you are not just building fast, you are building right, with the focus on applications that are easy to grow and maintain down the road. It's a really powerful combination.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really interesting, and I think you touched upon a very important topic. I mean, you spoke, you kind of responded in a generic context, but you also kind of connected that to the ABP framework and the platform, and that's really interesting. I mean, it's great to see that you have been able to articulate and elaborate that how the ABP framework is capable of working with AI, and that's really important. That brings me to my next question, which is in your practical experience in a real shift kind of a scenario. How do you see some of the business teams and technology teams working on AI adapting this AI-backed processes and the tool chain or the tool set that they need to adapt when bringing solutions to life with AI. You can respond to that in context of ABPs. That will be really great.
Okay, so imagine you are part of a team that used to building things in a pretty organized way. So you have got your blueprints, your tools are laid out nicely, everyone knows their role. That's like working in a structured coding environment, maybe like using the ABP framework. You are already doing it pretty well. Now, suddenly everyone on the team gets a super smart digital helper and AI assistant built into their computer. What actually changed day to day? First off, the typing part gets way faster. It's like having someone finish your sentences for you. You start typing what you need the code to do, and AI often gets suggests the rest, or even writes whole blocks of the code. You spend less time looking up how to do basic things or writing repetitive stuff. So you're more likely a director telling what the AI you need and reviewing what it gives you. Because of this, you can try things out quicker. Want to use a new tool or build a little test version of something? The AI helps you draft the code needed much faster. Then finding mistakes get easier and easier. Before anyone else looks at your code, the AI can scan it like a super fast proofreader and point out potential bugs or issues that might cause problems later. This means less time spent digging for problems after things are built. When it comes to time for other teammates to review your work, the AI has often already caught simple stuff, so the human reviewer can focus on the bigger picture. Does this make sense for our project? I think yes. Does it fit everything else? So all these things adds up. Because individual tasks are faster and we are catching issues earlier, the whole process from having an idea to getting ready for users moves quicker. So we can release updates or new features more often. So why does this especially well with organized setup like ABP framework? So well, remember how I said ABP is like having a well-organized workshop with a clear blueprints. AI loves this because ABP has clear places for different kinds of code, like where business logic goes versus the stuff that talks to the database. So AI isn't confused. It knows where the code is generated needs to fit and how it should look to match ABP style. So the suggestions AI gives you are usually spot on, fit right into your ABP project structure. It helps you stick in to do ABP way without even thinking about sometimes. It making use of all ABP's helpful features like its modules or multi-tenancy feel even smoother and faster because the AI understands lay of the land. So the real shift is that AI isn't just adding a little speed boost, it's adding a smart speed boost that fits into and enhance the structured way teams are already working with frameworks like ABP. It makes whole process of building and releasing those complex high-quality applications noticeably faster and more efficient.
Thanks for that, Tarik. Once again, I mean, it's really insightful in terms of understanding how you contextualize technology solutions like ABP with the business impact of things. How do you see AI adoption impacting the essence of any business, which is time to market? I mean, every business wants to deliver applications and solutions in the fastest possible time because they want to leverage the leadership in the market. So how do you see time to market and team productivity in a more structured engineering platform like ABP with AI?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's make an analogy. So imagine building something complicated like a custom car. So if you have a massive garage with the tools everywhere, it's going to take a long time. But if you have a super organized workshop with everything labeled and it's in its place, that's a structured coding environment. So you are already way more efficient. Now, even in organized workshop, building a car still takes a while, right? So that's where AI comes in. think of AI as adding some really smart robots, digital assistants to your organized workshop. So how does this speed things up? So for time to market, which means getting the car built and out. So those AI robots can handle repetitive tasks super fast, maybe prepping parts or doing initial assembly steps, less busy work for skilled mechanics. So it can spot the potential flaws or problems in a part really early in the process because it causes bigger issues down the line. Fixing things early is way faster than fixing a finished car. AI helps the whole assembly line, making sure parts flow smoothly from one station to the next. In terms of team productivity, to how much work the mechanics get done, so the mechanics aren't wasting time on boring, repetitive stuff, as I mentioned, so they can focus on their brains, on the complex engineering, the tricky custom parts, the things only a skilled human can do. So if someone new joins the team, the AI assistant can help them quickly understand where everything is organized, workshop, and how things are supposed to fit together. So everyone in the team essentially gets a full sidekick, so making their individual tasks faster and smoother. Now, let's bring in ABP framework. So ABP is one of those highly organized workshops. So it gives us blueprints, which we say architecture. So labeled toolboxes, which are modules in this case. So clear processes, let's say, is conventions. So this is why AI is so good when you are working with ABP, because the ABP is already structured. The AI isn't guessing it. It understands where things belong. So the code generation robot, it knows exactly how to build a part, so it fits perfectly into the engine section or the dashboard section of your ABP car. So it follows the blueprint correctly. So the smart assistant helping you code, so it knows the ABP way of doing things and suggests the code that matches it. So saving you time trying to remember specific patterns. And if your ABP project is huge, the AI can act like a GPS for your code base, helping you quickly find an exact part of section you need to work on. So in an organized place like an ABP project, AI isn't just making you generate faster, it's making you fast in a smart way that respects and enhances the structure. It helps teams to build those complex scalable applications ABP is designed for. So getting them done quicker and with higher quality because the AI and the framework work together so well. It's like taking an already efficient factory and adding the state-of-art automation tailored specifically for that factory's layout.
Tarik, there has been a lot of buzz in the industry today about low-code and no-code solutions. And there's always a comparative that businesses and technology leaders do when it comes to making decisions on what solutions they should select. When we actually recommend, we certainly recommend full code and pro code solutions to our customers because it gives them complete control. What's your view on how technology leaders and business leaders should make decisions when it comes to low code, no code, and pro code solutions?
Well, let's talk about all these low code, no code stuff you hear about. So it sounds awesome. So build apps without writing code. So that's a good motto. And honestly, for some things, it's awesome. So if we need a simple internal tool, quick data collection form, or just want to automate a basic process, so low code, no code can be a lifesaver. Super fast and super easy. Think of it like you are using a kit to build a small shed. Quick, simple, and does the job. But and it's a big but. If you are trying to build something really significant, something that needs to handle tons of users, crunch serious data, integrate deeply with other complex systems, and especially something with AI woven, it's called like not just a simple chatbot, but AI that makes business decisions or analyzes complex patterns. That's where the no-code premise starts to unravel. Why? Because low-code and no-code tools, by their nature, put you in a box if you can only do what their pre-built blocks allow. When your business logic gets complicated, when you need truly custom behavior, or when you need to squeeze every ounce of performance out for scalability, those blocks become limitations. You can't easily go off script or fine-tune things exactly what you need. This is where pro-code, writing actual code like we do with languages like C# or JavaScript becomes essential. It gives you a total control and unlimited flexibility. If you can imagine it, you can code it. So do you need a custom AI model or integrate its output into a complex workflow? Do you need an app to handle 1 million users simultaneously and need to connect to a weird old database system? Pro-code is how you do that. Think of this as building a custom skyscraper instead of a shed. So you need architects and engineers and skill builders working from detailed plans, which means the code in this case. Now look back to ABP framework. ABP is built precisely for building those skyscrapers, the big and serious and scalable enterprise level applications. So it gives you a fantastic structure and lots of helpful starting points, and it's designed for developers who are writing code. So using pro-code with ABP is why it's so powerful for those AI-driven products. Building complex brains, ABP helps us structure complex business logic really well. That's the DDD part. So if your AI is helping with complicated decisions or analysis, you need pro-code within ABP structure to build that brain. Low code just can't handle that depth. So true customization part is ABP is super flexible, but you need the code to tap into that flexibility. Want to add a unique feature or integrate with a brand new AI service? So you write code within ABP to make it happen. So handling the big stuff part is ABP gives us the patterns for building apps that can scale, but the actual implementation of high performance data handling or the complex background tasks so requires writing efficient code. So AI-driven apps often involve heavy processing. So this is the key. Integrating AI deeply. So you don't just want AI on the surface. You want it influencing your core application logic.
Right.
The pro code within ABP lets you integrate AI models and services directly into your application services or domain. So making AI a fundamental part of how your software works, not just add-on. So while low code and the low code is fantastic for getting quick wins or simpler tasks, when you are building a truly scalable, complex product where AI isn't just a decoration, but a core function, you absolutely need the power of control of your pro code. And the frameworks like ABP are built exactly for making that kind of professional code-driven development as efficient and effective as possible. It's where serious custom AI magic happens.
So looking ahead, Tarik, what do you think that technology and business leaders should think and base their decision-making on when it comes to modernizing existing applications as well as bringing out new solutions to the market? And what choices and decisions they should make to make their solutions and platforms AI ready?
Okay, so let's create another analogy. So you are not just building a house, but a smart house that's ready for any kind of smart gadget or AI helper you might want now or 10 years from now. So how do you build that? And it's not just about buying a few smart plugs. So you need to build the house itself in a smart way. So first, the building plan, which means architecture, needs to be right from the beginning. So think about the pipes and the wires. And so this analogy goes to data in this case. So AI needs tons of information. You need a super efficient system for getting data in, storing it safely and cleaning it up, and making sure it's easy for the smart gadgets AI to access it whenever they need it. good clean data is AI spoof. And building modular rooms, that goes to the modularity. So don't build one giant solid block. Break the house into clear rooms, or even separate the little annexes like microservices. And that way you can add a new AI room like a smart camera system, or upgrade an old one without tearing down whole the house. So, and use standard outlets, the APIs in this case, to make sure every part of the house talks to others using standard plugs and the sockets. And this makes it easy to plug in any new smart gadget AI service without needing a custom adapter every time. So then be ready for the power surcharges, so scalable compute. So sometimes AI will need to think really hard to use a lot of electricity. So your power system, which means infrastructure in this case, needs to handle all those demands without crashing. And I put it as sensor systems, so observability. You need to easily see how the all smart gadgets and AI are working, if they are using too much power or if they are glitching. So second, the people are doing the building. So that's the team capability. They need right skills. So understand the basics. So everyone, not just the tech wizards, needs to have a general idea of what these smart gadgets can do. And talking to each other. So the electricians, the plumbers, and the builders, and all the people who design how the smart house should work, all need to talk constantly, understands each other's job. That's like your developers, data scientists, or product managers working hand in hand. And know how to manage the gadgets. You need people who know how to install and near smart gadgets correctly and keep them running smoothly long term. And also you should be ready to learn. So smart technology changes fast, as you know. So the everyday new AI comes in. So the team needs to be excited about learning new things all the time. And think about the fairness. So make sure the smart house doesn't accidentally do unfair things, like locking someone out because the face recognition has a bias, So now, thinking about the ABP framework perspective in this context. So ABP is like choosing a fantastic building kit that already gives you a lot of right stuff for a smart house blueprint. So ABP's modularity is huge here. It's already designed to build your application in separate rooms or annexes, let's say modules. So this makes it naturally easy to add new AI features as their own self-contained ABP modules. The second is ABP's clear layers, domain layers, application, etc. So it gives you clear spots in blueprint for where AI's brain or its connections should go. Because ABP focuses on APIs, it's already set up with those standard outlets. You need for different parts, including AI services, talk to each other easily. And since ABP works great with the .NET World and the cloud, you are already wired up to use a big power grids, scalable compute means. So and access lots of ready-made smart tools, which means in this case the cloud AI services. So for the leaders using ABP, so getting AI ready is about building on solid, organized foundation ABP provides, and you can focus on making sure your data is AI friendly, and training your team to understand AI and work together, and using ABP's modularity and structure to integrate AI features cleanly. It's about using ABP strengths to make your platform not just ready for AI, but designed to seamlessly integrate to scale with AI as it evolves.
Tarik, really thank you very much for being on this podcast and responding to so many questions about AI integration with platforms like ABP, and how do you see AI working with structured platforms like ABP and really deliver true value to businesses. I think this was really insightful, and I think we have a lot of takeaways from this, and we are certainly going to leverage some of these analogies that you presented today in our business communication with our clients. And thank you very much for that enlightening take on how you see technology and business decisions being taken in a better way, in an informed way, and enabling leaders to make decisions based on what will benefit businesses better. So thank you very much for that, Tarik. We really appreciate this. Thank you very much.
I do thank you. Actually, the Wai is one of our the biggest partner, and so I was really excited to be in this Wai Involve. So I'm closely following your podcast. So I'm recommending everyone following closely this podcast series. Thank you for so much.
We hope that today's discussion gave you fresh ideas on innovation and your transformational journey. Stay tuned with us for many more interesting conversations. And if you think that there is a topic that you would like us to cover, then just drop us a note on podcast@wain.com.